Welcome to another edition of the T-Shirt News Channel with your host, Alvin Good. And in this video, I'd like to talk about a few things. First of all, I'd like to talk about Cartes Ross and Tshirtriches.com and how he motivates and encourages you to create and start a T-shirt business. The second thing that I would like to talk about is Katrina from the 77 Web Studio. She has a very informative instructional tutorial about how to build a website using WordPress, and she uses a fictitious T-shirt site. So this is something that goes along in the category of T-shirt news. Another thing that I would like to also talk about, the third thing is iBrand Your Business TV, which is also found on YouTube. Another informative instructional video about creating a business Facebook page. Very, very, absolutely incredible. So basically, that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. So to get started with my notes, Cartes Ross from the Tshirtriches.com. When it comes to Cartes Ross from Tshirtriches.com, he is very informative about where to find and buy heat press machines, very inexpensive and that's affordable. He talks about different places such as Craigslist, um, Amazon.com, eBay. You know, he's very informative about heat presses, even on Tshirtriches.com. I believe that you can also buy heat press machines because they sell heat press machines through, I believe, their website as well. But he has a very informative instructional YouTube videos on how to get things started. The one thing that he talks about that he recommends for heat press machines is the sizes, you know, a 16 by 20 heat press machine. They basically fit on your kitchen table, and you don't have to worry about running, you know, your electricity bill. It's just, you know, it's simple to run, I believe, and it just plugs into your wall like anything else. It just has a heating element, gets up to about, you know, 300 to high 400 degrees because of the heating element. But basically, it will not run your electricity bill because there's a lot of questions about that, about heat press machines. But, you know, before you invest, you should look around and shop around to see where you get the best deals because a lot of people who start up t-shirt businesses, um, they don't make good plans. You know, when you start a business, you need a plan, you know, from beginning to end. You just don't come up with an idea and say, hey, I have a great t shirt design and I'm just going to go out there and sell it because people are going to like it. Um, I think that's one in a million. But the truth of the matter is, more of the planning is going to come around for advertising. Uh, but basically, uh, Cartes Ross demonstrates, you know, how to use a heat press machine, especially if you don't know what one is or know anything about it. Tshirtriches.com YouTube channel is a great place to watch his informative instructional video on how to use a heat press machine. Um, you know, basically, he also has you know, while he's encouraging you to start a t-shirt business, he also has you know, for a fee, basically a t-shirt business class, you know, education, if you will, that you can buy and purchase from him, basically to learn the ins and outs. You know, for the t-shirt business, and that he basically what his course is designed to do. If you have the financial resources to pay for his course is designed to teach you how to start a t-shirt business from the ground up. All right, and even in this course, well, after you're done paying for the course, what while you're going through this, he will have someone who's like a website designer who will help you, you know, build a website from your imagination, whatever, to bring it to life, and they will host it for free, which, um, according to his prices for the instructional video, which I'm not going to disclose because you have to learn that on your own in your own research. But it should be, I feel that should be a part of the deal to have free web hosting and stuff, especially if he's going to help you launch the business. But you know, that's what that basically that education packet that he tries to sell, um, will help you. Uh, to build a t-shirt business from the ground up. And if you have the financial resources to do it, that's great because the more that you can learn, because as far as I understand that Cartes Ross has been doing this for a very, very long time. I think in one of his instructional videos and talking about heat press machines, he talked about how he got started back, I believe, in 1995 or so. His mother, being a Christian, also helped him, start this business when he didn't have two nickels to rub together to his name. So basically, he's been doing this for a very long time. So, just to get started, that's somewhere to look. Tshirtriches.com. Sign up for newsletters. He keeps you informed with also some videos and helps encourage you through other videos that can help get you going. But basically, you got to decide for yourself when it comes down to it. And if you don't have the financial resources, um, but you still want to create a t-shirt business after let's say you get a heat press, and what you want to do to start your t-shirt business is to get stock transfers. Basically what that is where you go to a website and you order stock transfers. You have to buy them in bulk to get them cheaper, but if you don't have a design to start right away, you can get a stock transfers. You go to any places such as ProWorldInc.com. That's ProWorldInc.com, and they have a whole big, you know, thing about different designs and stuff that you can order, and you can print them on your t-shirts and sell them. So that's one way to start. Another good thing too, if you're starting up a website and you don't have physical t-shirts to print on and stuff, but you have, let's say, an original design, what you can do, and I'm going to plug this for Gary for the t-shirthelpdesk.com, that he has a package where you can buy t-shirt templates, and then you can take the design, and if you have Photoshop and stuff, you can put the design right on the template and put it up on your website. Okay, so there are some tricks to this trade that you could do without having a lot of material, as overhead, because that's one thing you don't want in the business is overhead. That's something you do not want. But when you're looking to start a website and you don't have a lot of money to pay for informational courses and so forth, which I think is great, and I'm not negating uh, Cartes Ross and T-shirtriches.com. In fact, I'm promoting, these business names that I'm sharing, like T-shirtriches.com and the T-shirt Help Desk. This is all about T-shirts, T-shirt news. That's why I started this news channel about T-shirts, because I'm trying to help others. I'm not a professional by any means. Like I said, I'm not a T-shirt professional. I'm not a designer. I'm nothing of that sort. I'm just an individual who wants to do a video blog as a hobby. So I want you to keep that in mind. This is information and entertainment. Okay, so now getting to, creating websites. A lot of people say, hey, I would like, I have a good idea to start a website, for a t-shirt or anything else. And I think if you're going to do a t-shirt business, all right, the one that I can point you in a direction, that I want to turn our attention to, where I mentioned for the second thing we're going to talk about in this video, is Katrina from, 77 Web Studio here on YouTube. And with Katrina from 77 Web Studios, she has this instructional video, and she designs a pretend fictitious t-shirt business. Now, her videos, step by step, and can be found on YouTube at 77 Web Studio here at YouTube, and it's step by step, very clear and informative. But the instructional video, since it is step by step, is 3 hours long. So you need to devote some time and set aside to learn how to do this instructional video, to build your website step by step. And that's a great place to start because she uses WordPress and she goes through HostGator for a hosting site. And they're pretty good as far as I heard and kind of did some research. Um, and that you get it going. You don't really need to know fancy HTML coding. As I understand from what I heard, is that they have plugins you can just grab and drop things in there, which is into your website that you want. So it's really good. But the most important thing, another thing you should check out from Katrina for 77 Web Studios, once you get a WordPress site, wherever you get your domain name, HostGator or whatever. But once you get a WordPress site, this is very important for you to know that you want to protect your, website through WordPress. What you need to do is also view a video of her talking about protecting your website. And one thing as a plugin that you would really like to get is something called Word Fence, and it's a security thing for your website. You can also get you know uh, reCAPTCHA and so forth, to protect from spammers. Another thing you want to do a lot, if you do a lot more research when it comes to um, the WordPress websites, you want to change your username from admin, ADMIN. You want to change it from that to something that you remember, and you need to really change the password into something that, you have letters and numbers and some symbols, because it will discourage um, uh, hackers and so forth, because they're out there. So you want to keep this in your notes that you want to get a word fence plug-in. You really need to get that for your website. It will protect your website from hackers. Excuse me. So that's one thing you need to do when it comes to um, the WordPress website. When you're watching, Katrina from 77 Web Studios, and you watch her informational video step by step, and that will, basically show you. And in my opinion, when I watched it, it's outstanding. There's a lot of clarity. Yes, it's long, so you be warned. You need to set that time aside. Now, another thing, when it comes to creating a business and starting a business with anything, you need to advertise. You need to have a plan to advertise. You need to create a plan, a roadmap to know where you're going. Because a lot of businesses fail without a plan. They start off good and say, hey, I can do this, and yada, yada. But if you don't have a plan or any goals, and how to map this out, because big businesses do this all the time, that you got to get into a routine. And the number one thing that you're going to have to do is advertise. Now, what I suggest is, don't go chasing all the hundreds of social medias out there. Pick, a couple of them and stick with it. And another thing, you should create a professional looking Facebook page. And takes us to our final subject we're going to talk about. You're like, well, how can I do that? I'm just the average Joe. I don't know anything about creating a professional Facebook page. Well, here it is. Basically, you know, um, like I've been sharing that with iBrand Your Business TV on YouTube channel. Uh, This is an instructional video, and it's absolutely sensational uh, because it teaches you how to create a professional looking Facebook page, and you're able to add your website URL to it. And not only that, if you have the resources, see, you could do this on a budget, folks. You can do this on a budget when you advertise your page. If you can only spend $50, $60 in your budget, advertising on Facebook is a way to go. You can even, have them, for call to action button, you can have them click on it and go right to your website. Okay, so you want to visit iBrand Your Business TV here on YouTube channel, and follow their instructions. This is about 17 minutes and so many seconds long, but it's very informative, and it teaches you step by step, basically, on how to create a professional looking professional Facebook page. It takes you step by step, and you doing a Facebook page, you can brand your business that way. You can share with all your family, friends, and get followers and so forth. Um, but uh, I want to emphasize that you need to plan advertising, and basically what you do is also create YouTube videos. You can advertise on YouTube, with a budget as well. Go take a camera, write a little script, be fun, have fun, and being creative about it to market your business, your brand, or your product. Um, but you really have to think about this. You have to plan on advertising, and you got to think ahead. See, right now it's summer, so if you're going to be starting a business, you should be thinking Christmas and New Year's and the holidays that come after that. You should be thinking ahead if you're going to plan, because it's like this. It's like any farmer will tell you. You got to plant the seed and you got to wait for it to grow. It's not going to happen overnight. Do not get into a business thinking that you are going to have success overnight. It takes time. Talk to any farmer about growing crops, and they will tell you it takes time. So go into this with positive feelings and say, yes, I can do this in the t-shirt business. But be realistic. It's going to take time. You're going to have a plan. It's not hard. You can do it. You got to have faith. That's why I believe in God, because, Jesus always talked about farming and planting seeds, in a sense. That's basically where I get the idea from farming. And it's like anything. When you plant a seed, it takes time to grow. It takes time to catch on. How do you think all these big businesses out there made it? Because they planted the seeds and they were patient. And you're going to run into some hard times and good times, just like anything in life. So you need to plan advertising. So what you need to do is sit down and plan how you're going to do all this. That's the important step you should do. So to uh, excuse me, to recap is basically what I want to say. Uh, that basically, look at tshirtriches.com YouTube video, learn about heat press machines, get familiar with some of the brands that are out there. Look for them like on Craigslist, Amazon, and eBay. Uh, look at 77 Web Studio YouTube channel to learn how to build e-commerce website, where she makes a pretend t-shirt business. So this is right up your alley. And then lastly, you want to check out iBrand Your Business, uh, and how to create a Facebook page, a professional one, to look great, to impress your friends and everybody else, to take it serious. You just can't say, I'm going to start a business and just wake up and think it's going to fall in your lap. It takes planning, it takes time, and it takes work. All right. So this is the information that I have shared with you, and that, hopefully it does well. So, um, I'm praying for you, and may you be blessed, and may you have a positive t-shirt journey. Thank you for watching this video.